What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, mash the subscribe button and the thumbs up Chuck Norris button. Otherwise Chuck Norris is going to come and I don't know, maybe. Welcome to Rick's Raw review, update review of the inflatable TRUCKBED topper. This is the air topper cap, which is the cab high edition. Right about flush with the cab. Full-size truck on the dyno, and we are not going to talk about all the stuff that we did in our super duper comprehensive initial walkthrough review. We're just going to kind of talk about how it's been and some of the cons that we have to report after about 6 months of literally nobody has taken this thing anywhere compared to where we've taken it.
This is going to be a big drop.
Back, hard back. You got it.
No, he is going to crack that arm.
I think the company itself takes it on some nice little camping trips and things. Well, guess what? We have bounced this thing off of tree after tree.
I'm in a rave, drop, punch man can make the place. Drop, when you hear the bass, drop, man them drop. Yeah, left drop.
And we did not clean it after getting back from a 2-week trip, overlanding trip to Colorado. And check out the driver's side. We hit like a Christmas tree. Look at this. Check this out. We have huge dents and scrapes. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna try and get the right angle to capture this. Big dent there, big dent there, big gash in the truck. And if you follow it.
What's up, guys? If you haven't already, definitely check out the links in the description below. We've got lots of cool discount links, discount codes for a lot of awesome companies. I'll leave you to the rest of this video, guys, and thanks for watching.
It actually goes, you can't even see it. Where does it go? Okay, there's some scratches there, but it came, okay, here we go. It came down here, and hopefully you can see that. And up, and then across the window, across the FTR sticker, which, shout out to Amazon, lady in Washington or whoever makes my stickers. Pretty durable stuff. And across the window here, I mean, literally, you can't even make this up. This was washed with like a, one of those big foam brushes or whatever at the car wash in Colorado. But the truck is less durable than the inflatable topper, okay? Huge, good dent there, big gash. You can barely see this gash here in the right light. Hopefully you can see it. But literally this thing, we've taken it into Gator Lake. We have done it all. And it's all matted down from the alligator coming up.
And you're inside of that. This is absolutely crazy.
What?
This is absolutely insane.
This thing was alligator proof.
Oh my gosh.
Subscribe for more of this. The biggest con we have after all of that abuse is if you run in super duper dusty conditions and you're following a whole bunch of rigs to the point where, like, you know, as soon as you get back, your air filter is going to look like a total disaster. If it's that bad, you're going to have an issue with the zippers. This is brand new. Just put it on this morning. And it already looks, because we've been wheeling a little bit this morning, just locally here. These zippers, if you get a ton of dust and debris in them, right now they're good, but they get gummed up and they get really hard to close. If that happens, clean them. Don't try and force it because you'll end up ruining the zipper. Little simple green, little, what's up?
When we're making our dyno road and all of our dyno stuff,
Yeah.
I made a little creek.
Oh, nice. In the little mud hole?
Yeah.
Okay. What's Jaco doing? She looks winded.
What's up, guys? If you find this video entertaining in any way, go ahead and mash that Chuck Norris button for us.
Get yourself a spray bottle, simple green, little spritzer or something, spray it off, clean that stuff out before you try and zip it. But what we did as soon as we got back, we contacted Inflatable. The lady Hannah over there usually handles a lot of that stuff. absolutely excellent, outstanding customer service. She had a new rear window in the mail to us basically that day. And so absolutely zero complaints about that. Now, the really cool thing is we thought we were going to be in trouble because I thought the rear window was just this, but it's actually this and this. So the way it works is if you have an issue with your rear window, it's this whole panel and it goes under there and under there. So that just take the whole thing off, put a new one on. We put a new one on right before we came out here to the forest today. It takes maybe 5 minutes to kind of dial it in if you're taking your time. Threw a new sticker on and good to go. We did have, it wasn't an issue necessarily with the topper, but this thing is so weatherproof that it's also like airtight. So if you're running a electric fridge, we got the Gold Zero over there. We've got also a couple other, Bodega, a New Air. If you're running an electric fridge in here with the normal window, there's no holes in the normal window. It doesn't come like this, I promise you. It's all solid, and there's no airflow in there. It's like a sauna. So we were able to take the windows that came with it, which were all solid here, and make holes. These are 3/4 inch hole saws, as well as some of them that just kind of got away from us. So if you want to, I'm sure Inflated's going to come out with a vented window down the line. Behind this window is a nice bug screen, which is really nice. But if you want to make a ventilated window, I think they're like $60 for the pair of solid windows. Get yourself another set of solid windows and take a hole saw, or I wouldn't use a drill, I use a really, really sharp brand new hole saw, and do it when it's cold out, not when this window is heated. Because if you look, we had no problem with relatively even holes, and then we had these ones that got away from us, and we just kind of made them into like our own design because the window was getting warm and hot and soft during the day in the sun. And so when we put the hole saw in, it would just go boom and almost take out. I'm super happy it didn't hit the actual topper, because then we'd be toast. So pro tip, whatever tip, oh my goodness, you scared me, is if you're gonna make your own custom ventilated windows before Inflated releases something, do it when the window is not super hot. Do it when it's not in the sun, because it will be soft and supple and flexible, and your hole saw will kind of go crazy. Here is the passenger side. And again, we had 2 of them that got away from us on this side, this one and this one. Or it was just this one, and then we just kind of made it even kind of by kind of screwing up on the other side. So that's definitely not a con or a ding against the topper, but just something to consider based on your needs and what you have in the truck bed. With these holes, we did get a little bit of water intrusion. You can run this without the window on completely, and that's what we did before we put the holes in it. Obviously, a lot more rain is going to get in there with that. But with the holes that we made, the rain and these little rain flaps, most of the water just ran, and then maybe we'd have a couple drops that would go in there and then just kind of roll in, but there was almost no water that came in compared to what you would think, because of those rain flaps and just how small the holes were that we made. Now, when the rain came in, where did it go? Most of it went in here and down on top of the rail, and then just fell out the back. We barely caught any water at all anywhere here. Not that it would matter, because everything here is waterproof except for maybe our AC inverter, which is right there, but no water got on that. It was totally fine, but the deck system is totally weatherproof. We have been able to use these D-rings on the sides for all sorts of stuff that we didn't even know we could. We've been able to use them for like hanging. We have some smaller solar panels we'll dangle, we'll kind of lay it across the truck. We've had little lights, like little D-ring lights, little lanterns. Ta-da! Ta-da! A lantern. Little camp lights and things that we've been able to use that for. And then on the roof, we actually put our fixed 100-watt solar panel up there. And we added a couple extra adhesive D-ring patches as well. It's not beautiful up there. This was a kind of a temporary job just to see how it worked. And these big tie wraps and those gear ties did work. And we drove 6,000 miles, almost 6,000 miles in like 2.5 weeks. And 80, 90, 100 mile an hour, and no issues with the solar panel flopping around or making any sounds or anything like that. So it could be prettier, but it gets the job done, and it's super convenient to have that up there to charge. If you're doing super extreme wheeling where you're like off camber articulation city, there is a chance, depending on how tight you have the straps inside, there is a chance that this can shift just a tiny bit. And if it shifts a tiny bit forward and it starts to rub the cab, it will make a squeaky sound.
Hello?
Look at her. Who is that, Reggie? Who's on the phone? Are you gonna talk back? Say hello. You gotta press this button. Say hello. And let go when you're done. Okay? Good? Good. All right, so like I was saying, if you are doing some extreme wheeling, there is a chance that we've never had this happen. Actually, now that we've secured it properly, we just tied the straps a little tighter and give a little bit more space from the cab. We've never actually had this issue again, but like the 2-week trip to Colorado, we did all sorts of off-camber stuff and we never had the issue, but we did have it happen once at Windrock where it shifted forward and made a squeaky boot sound. So just something to consider. Tie your straps down a little tighter, cinch them down, and you'll be good to go. Probably one of the few people that will have this issue, and it's not really an issue, just something to kind of keep in mind, right? So it's an inflatable truck bed topper. What does that mean? Full of air, right? There are 2 air chambers, one here and one at the front for that front wall. Okay, so now we live in Florida at 0 or negative 200 according to my watch. Now they recommend 5 to 8 psi. Okay, now as everyone knows, when your tires are cold in the morning, they're at a lower pressure than they are once the sun is up and the tire's been baking in the sun, or after you've driven them and then you heat it up. So naturally, if you fill this to 5 psi at night and then the hottest part of the day, check it again, it might go up a pound, maybe 2, depending on how the difference in temperature. So why do I bring that up? Well, Florida, we're at 0 feet sea level, 0 altitude sea level. We drove this to Denver, to Glenwood Springs, and to Frisco, and to the top of Red Cone, Mosquito Pass, 13,185 feet and above. And so every 1,000 feet, your tires are going to go up by like a pound or half a pound of pressure. I don't know the science behind how much this goes up, but I can tell you that we left the house with this at 5 psi, and when we got to 9,000 feet, I think it was our first camp, our pressure was close to like 7.5, close to 8. So all we did was drop the pressure. We're at 9,000 feet, we dropped it back down to 5. Then when we went to 13,000, we were fine. You know, it probably was around 7 or 8 at that point maybe, and we were well within the range. Inflated says this can actually go up to like 13 psi or above. You don't want to go there, but it just has the ability to do that if situations change or your temperatures change, XYZ. So what does this mean? For someone who's retentive like us, we dropped it. If we go back to Colorado, we'll probably do the same thing again. As soon as we get to elevation, first camp, drop down a couple psi. That way we have a good buffer. You'd probably be fine. Inflated said that we would be fine if we left here in Florida at 5 and just did the whole trip, and we probably would have been. But I didn't want to. I was a little bit concerned. Now, what does that mean if you want to lower the pressure? Well, just take a little pressure off. But if this thing is filled with gear, wall to wall, like I'll try and drop a little photo or something from how full we were, it's almost impossible to get to that valve. So wasn't an issue, because when we got to camp, we unloaded everything. We're 9,000 feet. I checked the pressures. I dropped them both down to 5. Good to go. When we packed up, threw everything in, moved to the next camp, didn't have to touch it for the rest of the trip. When we got back to Florida, this had dropped down, because 5 psi at 9,000 feet dropped down to about 3.5 when we got back to Florida. So this was noticeably squishy. It was supple. It was almost like a not half inflated, but like a 70% inflated beach ball. There was quite a bit of flex in there, but no issues. We still, I didn't fill it up. We drove 1900 miles back home with it at 3 pounds of pressure, basically. No issues, but just something to think about if you're in that situation, something just to let you guys know about. We have no issues other than what we just talked about with this topper. We are so friggin' happy with this thing. Thank you, Flated. We pay for this with our own money, but thank you, Flated, for making this, because this is sick. Literally 3 straps on each side, throw it on the ground, throw it in, deflate it, put it in a backpack, and it's gone. Forget about it. Then you need to take the kids, you need to take the family, you need to haul a whole bunch of stuff, go on a vacation, whatever. 5 minutes inflated, 5 minutes on your truck, good to go. You're back to a van. It's literally like having an excursion dyno truck. It is the coolest thing ever. We are 500% happy. Chan, you got a mosquito biting your forehead. We could not be happier with this product and the customer service we've had. Like I said, we told Flated about our rear window issue. New rear window. We ordered the side windows, got them very quickly, put the holes in it, good to go. I can't think of, we added this little LED strip up here. We added a couple little adhesive Amazon patches, D-rings there for hanging like a lantern if we're camping in here, which, you know, is just, it's the best of all worlds, right? We can take these outside windows off, and it's just a bug screen built into the back and to the sides, I mean, and we can camp in here, and it is just absolutely set it up with our Born Outdoor sleeper holes. That's going to be our next camping trip, is camping out of the back of the Flated. So we are super happy. 2 thumbs up. Rick's Raw review discount in the description
Below.